Hello, my name is Deborah, and you probably know me as the commodity analyst who talks about how agriculture and geography affects financial markets. But you may have come to just discover, or maybe didn't know, that I have a long-standing history with the sport of mountaineering, and my family has a long-standing history with the British Army. As a result, it was incredibly difficult to hear about the passing of Nirmal Purja, the first Gurkha to make it into the SBS, the Special Forces here in Britain. I don't think people understand how important the Gurkhas are to the British. And actually, we don't talk about it enough. I know that's something people say a lot. We don't talk about this enough. We don't talk about that enough. But it's actually very important to show Gurkhas that they are respected, that they are loved, that we appreciate them, and that we're grateful for everything they've done to keep us safe at home and abroad, particularly across Asia. And they deserve to know it while they're alive, and they can hear it from us. It's important for us to raise awareness about how incredible it is that people from Nepal can come and join the British forces and protect our interests and help us to sleep safely at night alongside the rest of our forces. So for that, I will say, we are grateful for our Gurkhas. We're grateful for the Gurkhas who are alive and the Gurkhas in our past. I'm also grappling at the same time with the feelings that many young people like me have gone through. If you had a father who was a mountaineer and you didn't know if he was coming home or not, it's a difficult thing. The mountains I climbed were quite low. They were mainly technical limestone faces, 8,000 feet, not 8,000 meters. My father, he took on slightly bigger mountains. He took on the mixed alpine climbs from the Eiger to the Mendr, Swiss Alps in general, Dolomite, Pyrenees, Norway, Scotland, frozen waterfalls. He wanted to try everything, and I didn't always know that he was coming home. One particular mountain he climbed was the Mendr. And the Nolla route up the Mendr is the most difficult. And my father unfortunately found himself stuck at the Naza, which is the nose. It's an overhanging piece of ice, and he was hanging there. And obviously the strain of hanging there for such a long time put his heart rate to almost 180, which I still really don't like thinking about. And he was hacking at the ice to try and get purchase to move out of this overhang, and sheets of ice would come down each time. He just couldn't get any purchase. I was told that he would call me after 8 hours. That's all he needed to get back to the Jungfrau Joch, where he'd get signal and he'd be ready to call me. 8 hours passed, 9 hours passed, my phone wasn't lighting up, and I felt sick. I thought, how will I get back to my home country without him? Who's going to guide me without him? It suddenly dawned on me just how important a father is to a young girl's life and also a young boy's life. Then in the 12th hour, he calls me. He's exhausted, he's injured, but he's alive, he's well, he's off the mountain. I am relieved. But it was only months later that the man climbing with my father succumbed to an avalanche in India and very unfortunately died in the process. It's moments like that that will make a lot of people say, why would you climb when you have a family at home? But I actually want to make a much deeper argument, because I think actually we can handle having the deeper comments and conversations about alpinism. There are so many role models for young men in particular out there in the world at the moment who are all talk and no trousers. They're all ego and no proof. Some even fantasists. But alpine dads, Himalayan dads, trad climbing, free soloing dads, they have a dream, they decide they want it, and they go and they get it. They train, they prepare, they do their reconnaissance, they look at the weather, they look after the people with them. They go as a team. And they haven't got time to do all this daft talking on the internet about here's how to make everybody love you and make everybody respect you and make this happen and make that happen. Notice Nirmal Purja did not do that. He earned respect with his incredible actions, not just making Annapurna safer for 50 summits in a year because of the fixed ropes he and other Sherpas placed. It's not just about the people he managed to pull off the mountain who were dying, the people he rescued. It wasn't just about the summits themselves. Centrally, the message he was sending his daughter at home was, hang on a minute, you don't know where the limits are until you go and seek them. Fathers who climbed set the bar through the sky, up above the clouds. How many people can say that their father went up into the sky, practically shook hands with God, and came back down and lived to tell the tale? Well, Nirmal Purja managed that more than 50 times on 8,000-meter peaks, his first mountain being Annapurna, which is so unbelievably dangerous and deadly. What an incredible and fantastic legacy. People can argue whichever way they would like to about whether he should have been on Broad Peak that day. And the truth of the matter is, everyone measures their risks differently and talks to their clients about risk differently. We can't know every aspect of what was going on, but Broad Peak, K2, Gasherbrum, Kanchenjunga, Everest, Lhotse, Makalu, Manaslu, these are not safe mountains. There is no perfect day. That is really an illusion of the mind. What I think we need to focus on more carefully is the message that men like this actually send, which is, don't talk and force people to like you. Do things and meet the people who are like you. That is so much better. So, do I prefer that my father found out where his limits were? That he tried to hit the sky? That he tried to seek out everything he could? That he wanted to climb with me, teach me how to climb, teach me how to keep my mind calm as we ascended through difficult parts of mountains? I mean, isn't it wonderful? The resilience that I have probably came from a father who had crampons hanging up in the living room. That's the truth. So while we talk about whether people should do certain things or whether they shouldn't, we have to remember that everyone is imperfect, but climbers are sending a message to their kids that if you want to touch the sky, oh, by the way, you'll meet me up there. I think that's fantastic. So as you go on today, take on Nirmal Purja's legacy. Let it be an incense in your heart to motivate you to seek your dreams and not to leave any stone unturned, that your own children will look at you and say, wow. That's all from me. Tschüss.